Hi guys, my name's Stu and this is Ruthless Ridge for Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic Part 3 of the Mayan SOS Scenario Pack. These icy cliffs used to be a popular tourist spot. Up to you to turn this cold land into a hot theme park. Your objective, to have at least 1,000 guests in your park at the end of October year 3 with a park rating of at least 600. So we're on the edge of a cliff then, very similar sort of terrain to Whispering Cliffs, except that wasn't icy. And this is about guests and not park value. So we're charging for entry into the park. Oh, there you go. We've got some extra space that we can buy, some extra land we can buy. How much are those? How much are those tiles? Let's have a look. Take it off. £35. That's not too much. It's not too much at all. We've got no transport rides. We've got a couple of gentle rides. Only a couple of coasters. Some thrill rides. We've got a few water rides, but to be honest, considering how long the path would need to be to get the guests down to the water, I don't think I'll bother with those. And a few shops, no kiosk. So considering we've got a decent amount of flat rides to begin with, I think I'll put all my research into shops from maximum. Unlock a few of those. What I'll do then, I'll start this side. I'll buy the extra land up the top, and then I think I'll just start building a nicely looking park, make efficient use of the space, try to pack in as much as I can, and then I'll move down then. Just see how we go. I'll leave the park closed for now. We only need 1,000 guests. That's not a huge amount. I'll leave the park closed for now, and then once I've got a decent amount of rides down, I'll put the park entry up to £40 and then open the park. If I open the park now, we're going to get some guests in that are only paying 5 or 10 or whatever small amount that we can get away with charging. And then that way then, when we've got more rides down, we'll get less guests coming in at the higher value. So there is a method to the madness. So I'm going to start building. I'll see you soon. May year 1, £40 entry, and we've got the first guest coming through the gate right about now. So we've got spiral slide, pirate ship, one of these snowman twisters, Ferris wheel. We've got a couple of toilets down, some shops, kiosk with the umbrellas at £20. Now on this one, if you look at the path just in front of the kiosk, you'll see one of it's headed into the one side of it's headed into the rocks. So the reason for that is because I've got a toilet there, and it doesn't show up. It doesn't show the entry into it. So guests will actually walk through that and use the toilet. I can show you that later. It looks quite funny, to be honest, to see them disappearing and then reappearing. So yeah, a pretty decent start, to be honest. I've bought all the land up the top. So it cost me 4,000 to build all that. So I've got a few flat rides down at the moment. We're still researching shops. What have we got? So we got a few unlocked. So I'm just putting them down as and where I've got space. I'm going to start now down this side. I'm going to bring that path back over to this side, and then maybe build some coasters or something like that in the middle. But for now, yeah, I'm quite happy with how we started. October year 1. So I've connected the paths between the two sections. I've got some more shops and things underground there, so the guests are using them. And I'm going to use, there you go, they're using the, let's turn that off a second, see if they'll disappear into the wall. Yep, someone's just reappeared. Plus the shops there. I've also got a merry-go-round and a twist just underground there, save a bit of space. And then the first coaster that was unlocked was a vertical drop coaster, so that's very handy for a level like this because of the steep chain lift, so it allows you to get back up to the top of the cliff in a very short space. So very simple design, just comes out, drops down through into the cliff, down over itself into the loop, and then back up the chain lift via a photo section. So we've got 500 guests, so we're a third of the way through the scenario and halfway towards completing the goal. So we've got a great start. I've got a space here for another coaster or something. And then once that's done, then we can build a bridge across to the other side and build that side. So yeah, really good start, really happy with it, and I'll see you soon. June year 2, so I finished this side of the park. So we've got a very, very small reverse freefall coaster just here. Petite Pole. Don't think I showed you the name of the vertical drop. There you go. Penguin Plummet. Decent stats on that. Then we've got Petite Pole. So despite the very low stats on it, the guests can't get enough of it. There's loads of them queuing up for it. It has got very low throughput, so I have got a fairly small queue on there. They only have, 8 passengers per car. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles long for the queue. So that'll keep about 28 guests in the queue. And then just over that, then we've got Avalanche Attack. It's an inverted hairpin coaster. Good stats. Very, very suited to cramming it into a very small space. So I'm very happy with this side of the park. We've got just under 900 guests, so we only need just over 100 more. So I'm going to start building this side. What have we got? We're researching thrill rides now. So we've already got a few to put down somewhere. We've built all these, so we've got a top spin to go somewhere. So I'm going to build a nice path loop and some shops first, and then hopefully something else will have unlocked by the time I'm ready to build. October year 2, a year to go, and we've already got the goal required. So we just need to keep the guest numbers up for the next year, and we will pass the scenario. So just up here then, we've got a side friction coaster, snow sleds, decent stats. And then in the middle then of the turnaround, we've got a roto drop, frosty fall. Nice stats on that. Don't want to waste our time going too high on them, because all we're going to do is create a lot of puke on the paths, and guests aren't paying for the rides, they're paying for entrance, so it doesn't really matter how high you put them as long as you've got one down. So we've got a lot of shops. I've put a few ice blocks down just to make it look pretty. Nice little path loop. Got a dodgems just there. So we've got a space here probably for the top spin, and then the space this side, maybe some coasters or something like that. We got tons of cash, so we can go nuts with any coasters that we build. Don't see any issues, to be honest. The guest numbers are going up, so, and we've got tons to build left, so we should be fine. October year 3, we've got over 1,400 guests in the park, so we've beaten the scenario goal quite comfortably. So we've got a top spin just here, swinging inverter ship just over this side, 3D cinema just there. We've got an Enterprise as well, and then to finish off, we've got a Virginia Reel. Slush Surge. Nice high stats on that. So with this one, I've added this little section at the start just to try and get them spinning round into the first drop, and I think it works quite well. It's not spinning too fast, but just enough. I think just enough to give the guests a bit of a thrill. And then it comes down then, nice interaction with the loop on the vertical drop, and then back down, and then we got this little sort of winter wonderland type fantasy snow island type scenery down there, and then back up to the station via a very long chain lift. So what do we do then? When we came in, we had no rides, We also didn't have a kiosk unlocked, so I put my research into shops to begin with. I bought the land up the top there and started building some rides, packing them in nice and tight, and some shops and things like that. Once I built all the rides up the top, I put the entrance fee to £40 and then opened up the park. Guests started coming in fairly slowly, but they did start coming in. And then after that, then I built the path connecting the two ends, put a few more shops down. We got a couple of rides underneath, a twist and a merry-go-round. I think putting the merry-go-round underneath just there. You just see the orange there. Bit of a mistake. What happens is when it breaks down, if there's a mechanic up the top here, he'll try and go to that broken down, but he won't be able to get there because he's high up and the ride is low down. So that's a bit of an issue. So in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done that. But all in all, it's worked out quite well. Built a couple of little coasters just down the bottom, the reverse freefall and the inverted. Guests loving them, even though the reverse freefall's got very low stats. Nice vertical drop coaster just here. And then we built a bridge across, filled it full of loads of flat rides. A nice side friction coaster just up here. And then finished off with a nice long Virginia reel as well. So yeah, another good scenario, another fun scenario. I had a lot of fun building this. Nice putting down all the, even just putting down things like the fences and things like that, you know, something I haven't always done, but I think it looks pretty cool. Stew, there you go, we've completed it. Awesome sauce. So this was Ruthless Ridge, part 3 of the main SOS scenario pack. If you want to download these scenarios, I'll put links in the video description on how you can do that, and also a link to the tutorial showing how to install them on Classic. So I am Stu, this was Ruthless Ridge. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!